Average speed, average velocity. A car goes from a point in Cincinnati to Chicago with constant speed 30 meters per second and returns from Chicago to Cincinnati with constant speed 20 meters per second. The approximate separation between Cincinnati and Chicago is 600,000 meters. What is the average speed for the trip? You're going from Cincinnati to Chicago at 30 meters per second. On the way back, you are coming with a speed of 20 meters per second. The total distance is 600,000 meters one way and 600,000 meters returning. What is the average speed for the trip? Question number 2, what is the average velocity? So is it 25 meters per second? Or is it 24 meters per second? Or is it 0 meters per second? Positive x is defined as to the right. Positive x is defined as to the right, and this is the origin. Welcome. Average speed is equal to total distance in meters, which we know. It is 600,000 plus 600,000. How about total time in seconds? We don't know that. But we know the distance and the speed from Cincinnati to Chicago. We also know the distance and the speed from Chicago to Cincinnati. So calculate the time to go from Cincinnati to Chicago. Calculate the time to come from Chicago to Cincinnati. Add those two times. You have the total time. You have the total distance. You can get the average speed. Average velocity is very simple. It's x final. It is the change in position, delta x, over delta t. Change in position along the x divided by delta t. But we don't change the position. We start at Cincinnati and come back to Cincinnati. So 0 minus 0 divided by delta t. So your average velocity is 0. No displacement. Your initial position and the final positions are exactly the same. No change. So average velocity, you expect it to be 0. So let's find out what the average speed is. Do not forget, speed is equal to distance divided by time. So what is time? So I hope you get used to this triangle. See, speed is equal to distance divided by time. And then you see time is equal to, what is time? Time is equal to distance divided by speed. All right, total time is equal to time to go from Cincinnati to Chicago plus time to come from Chicago to Cincinnati. Do we know the distance? Do we know the speed? Do we know the distance? Do we know the speed? So from Cincinnati to Chicago, do we know the distance? Yes, 600,000 meters. Do we know the speed? Yes, 30 meters per second. How about from Chicago to Cincinnati? Do we know the distance? Yes, 600,000 meters. Do we know the speed? Yes, 20 meters per second. So you substitute all those numbers that we have, and what do we get? We see that time to go from Cincinnati to Chicago is 20,000 seconds. Time to come from Chicago to Cincinnati is 30,000 seconds. So you add, you get 50,000 seconds. Average speed is total distance in meters divided by total time in seconds. Total distance is 600,000 plus 600,000. Total time is 50,000. So you get 24 meters in 1 second. So 24 meters per second. So what is your average speed? 24 meters per second. What is your average velocity? Final position minus initial position divided by time. Since final and the initial positions are the same, set the origin 0, 0. We see that 0 minus 0 is 0. So what is your average velocity? 0 meters per second. And this is George Mathew signing off. Good luck.